Hi everyone, happy holidays. It's Maud here again, and welcome to your Yoga for the Holidays series. I am very excited to have put this series together because I really did want to offer something for everybody. I am very well aware that not all of us have high energy or have a happy energy towards the holidays. We all have our stories, we all have our own experiences and circumstances. But what I wanted to put together was something that would make us sort of remember what it was like when we were kids, to remember when we were just so hyper focused about waking up and opening gifts, or in my case in the Philippines, we opened our gifts after going to church in Christmas midnight mass, and it was just the only thing that mattered was going home, exchanging gifts with the family, eating, and just savoring the moment like nothing else mattered. And so that's why I put these classes together, is because I want us to remember what it was like to really just feel undisrupted. So just enjoy the moment, enjoy your practice. Don't be too serious about it. We're going to have a lighthearted series, but I do want it to be focused on the heart space, just that feeling of the holiday spirit, being kinder, maybe reaching out, connecting to people that you haven't connected to for the past year, and just making yourself almost bigger and extended version of yourself to people, friends and family, even strangers who may need your grace and your generosity. So I just wanted to put that together. So, regardless of where you are in the world, geography wise, you may be in a hot place. I was born in the Philippines, and so Christmas to us there was very much spent even in the beach or at home, in shorts and tank tops. Or if you're in a cold place like I am, feel free to bundle up or, get in a comfortable outfit. Get warm, have a nice cup of tea. I have here my hot cider, so feel free to grab those. And so I came up with four classes in this series. So we do have a grounding yin class, a centered deep stretch class for a centering deep stretch class, an energy flowing vinyasa class for if we just feel sort of stuck and cold and stagnant, so we can move energy through, and then a heart space focus hatha class. And so regardless of which energy you're feeling over the holidays, I got something for everybody, so take your pick. As far as props are concerned, as you can see, I got my Christmas blanket, I got my little Santa hat. The Christmas theme is definitely optional. That's not mandatory. But the attitude of the holidays, that's what I want you guys to like really embrace. And so without further ado, please enjoy my Yoga for Holidays series for you. Namaste and happy holidays. Hi everyone, happy holidays. It's Maud here again, and welcome to the dynamic deep stretch part of the Yoga for the Holiday series. This dynamic deep stretch practice is going to be focused on centering, which sounds kind of redundant. But what I mean by that is we are going to come back to ourselves and get in poses that really kind of force us to find our authentic truth and to find our center, energetically draw that midline and just bring back whatever may be scattered or staggered somewhere out there, even, with your work and your personal life and the holidays on top of that, and sort of just bringing the pieces back together and energetically just bring it within. And a dynamic deep stretch class, of course, has some mobility stuff in it, so feel free to enjoy that. We will remove some gunk and feel good. I got my trusty props, bolster blocks, and blankets. So whatever you have at your disposal, please feel free to grab them. And I have my holiday candle here, which is my favorite kitchen spice. So you guys probably also know I like totem, so I'm going to put it in front of my practice. If you want to hit the pause button so you can grab yourself a nice warm cup of something, hot cocoa, cider, ginger tea, or tea. I have a nice cup of hot cider here, so I'm going to take a sip. And then we can start. All right. So if you have a blanket, and it's a holiday themed blanket like mine, feel free to sit on top of it so your hips are higher than your heels. Or if you have just any props at your disposal, just use them, blocks or pillows that you may have at your furniture, your living room. And so I'm dragging my blocks close to me because we will be using them later on. So just make sure that your blocks are already sort of within your arm's reach. All right, let us start to center ourselves. So let's rub our palms together to build up a little bit of heat, but it's also good to just touch our own skin and come back to within and build up our own something, our own heat energy. And then place the hands in front of your face, kind of closing the eyes and starting to turn our visual inward. Deep breath in, deep breath out. And then rub your palms once again. Send your left hand on top of your right shoulder or your right trap, right on the left. I teach this in a lot of my classes, so this may seem familiar to you, but as you need, KNEAD, your traps, your shoulders, maybe the bottom part of your neck, feel free to sway the body left and right as well. And so as I mentioned, the dynamic deep stretch class has some movements in between. We're not going to spend a whole lot of time in each pose like we do in a yin class, but we're going to feel enough so that you can sort of still relish that moment and enjoy the experience. And that's the beauty of having a pause button, right? Anytime you want to spend a longer time in a pose, and you can just hit the pause button. All right, feel free to massage yourselves in the forearms, the fingers, the palms. This is always kind of a good reminder that when we start to kind of touch ourselves and be mindful of what's going on and just to stay connected, coming back to ourselves, it does feel good. Like, when was the last time you actually massaged your arms and your shoulders and your head and all of that, right? It's almost like we do that as a reaction to something stressful instead of making it a preventative thing. All right, so hands on your knees or your thighs. We're just going to do a couple of cat cows here. So as you inhale, bring your heart forward, lift your head, and perhaps squeezing your shoulder blades together. And as you exhale, using the palms to round the spine, sending your mid back towards the wall behind you, chin to chest. Just rocking the body forward and back, but letting the pelvis stay in place. So that's what I mean by grounding. Let the sit bones remain where they are. A little bit of tilting forward and back perhaps, but you're not necessarily favoring one side too much. One more time, inhale. And then exhale. Slowly come to center, acknowledging that root chakra, this spiral energy, circular energy you feel at the bottom in there. Just feel secure, feel safe, and then that's how you can stay grounded, is that spiritually, energetically, you feel like you're glued down. All right, so get one of your blocks to be in front of your left knee. I'm trying to mirror you right now. Place your left elbow on top of that block or that prop. Your right hand's going to be on your right thigh, and you start to turn and twist towards your right, dropping your left ear towards your left shoulder. Now, what I like about this dynamic deep stretch is this sort of recoil where I like kind of release and then push myself back once again, opening up the right side of my neck. Feel free to do this sort of rolling motion, or you can also just stay in that pose for a few more breaths. And then slowly release. You can place your hands on your heart or hands on the thighs and come into your center. And then we're going to send our right elbow down onto the block to the right, left hand on your left thigh. Use that as a leverage to twist yourself to the the left, and then dropping your right ear towards your right shoulder. Again, you can stay right here or do that sort of rolling, twisting motion. I will not dictate what feels good to you because only you know how that feels like, and you really know what's best for you today. So if some movement is what you need, feel free to listen to yourself and tune me out. If you feel like you can just stay still for a moment, then stay right here and take a couple more breaths. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly release. Find your center. Pause. Probably spend one breath here. Nice job. Place the block over to your left. This time we're going to place our left elbow down. We're going to be doing a lateral bend stretch. Place your right hand behind the head. And then inhale here. Please bring that right elbow up. And as you exhale, slowly bring the body towards your left side. Feel this nice stretch on the right side of the waist. If you are dying for some movement, you can either open up and come back to center, or you can open up and also do this curling in with one elbow going towards the other. Whatever feels good to you. I will offer up both. Start to move and feel some dynamic energy in these really deep experiences, especially on that right side. And then also offer, take a pause right here. Inhale. Exhale. And then slowly come back to center. Hands in heart center or hands on your thighs. Pause. Now place a block over to your right side. You could place your hand or your elbow down. Left hand behind the head. Make any adjustments that you need to let you stay comfortable. Inhale here to open up. Exhale, drop right ear to right shoulder and execute upon that lateral bend stretch on that left side. Again, if you want to introduce some movements, feel free to open up that elbow and come back to center, or bring that elbow in a little bit further down towards your right. Or you can do both. Move and then stay for a few moments. Nice moan and groan. Do it. You can stay right here. Last few moments. And slowly come back to center. Hands to heart center or hands in the thighs. Pause, take a breath or two in your center. Last breath. And then slowly release. Get your blocks out of the way, perhaps your bolsters out of the way, but you can keep yourself seated on your blanket or your bolster or your pillow. Feel free to make any adjustments that you need. We're going to get into a seated figure four fold. So get your hands behind you. Get your knees in front of you and take some windshield wipers here. Feels so good to kind of open up the front of that hip, right? Especially if you really take the time to get that inner knee in. All right, come back to center, because this is a centering deep stretch, right? So you notice we do the pose, we come back to center in between. That's the whole point. Your right foot is going to be I would say, a full foot away from your glutes. And so place your left ankle on top of your right foot and just kind of feel a little bit more open here. So the hands can be on the side, opening up in the chest. And there's a lot of space between your right hamstring and your right calf. Send your left knee away from the chest. Again, we're not going to spend as much time here like we do in a yin class. So take an inhale, please. Enjoy the moment. And as you exhale, rock the legs left and right, keeping the figure four shape. I didn't mention this earlier, but totally up to you if you want to flex that left ankle or not. Whatever feels good and yummy. And then the next time you're in the right side, you're going to place the left foot down. Make any adjustments with your sit bones. Hug your knees in with your hands. And sort of, even though you're asymmetrical in your lower body, you're going to drop your left sit bone down the best of your ability, keeping your chest upright. Before you turn towards your left, the right hand can remain on that left knee. And you can twist all the way to the left, opening up that left shoulder. Still feeling this grounding energy in your pelvis, but feel buoyant all the way up, down, all the way up the spine. And then feel grounded all the way down the spine. Inhale. And then exhale. Let's come into the twist on the other side. So face your right side right here. Your left ankle can cradle your your left hand can cradle your left ankle. Right hand behind you like a kickstand. Opening twist. Retain some softness in the back of the neck. How's that left sit bone, guys? If it's starting to peel off, do the best you can to glue it down. Deep breath in. And deep breath out. Slowly release. Come back to center. You can switch the shins in your crisscross applesauce. Hands to heart center. Hands in the thighs. Center. Take a breath or two. And then do the figure 4 stretch. So once again, feet in front of you. This time the left foot is going to be down, hands behind you, right ankle on top of your left thigh. There's a lot of space between the hamstring and that calf. And so find your figure 4 stretch right here. And if this is the part of the class where you typically get distracted or something kind of wants to take you away from your mat, maybe you're itching to pick up your cell phone, please, I urge you, do not. So kind of temper your impatience a little bit and just stay here with me. This is going to be a good practice for you, not only physically but mentally as well, especially during the holidays where so much stuff can be going on. Inhale. And then exhale, sway the legs left and right. I just love figure 4 stretches. In fact, if you let me pick between a pigeon and a figure 4, and physical therapists will tell you this, figure 4 is bang for your buck, a big hip opener. Next time you're on the left, right foot is down. Now this right sit bone lifts up. Do your best to glue it down. And then the left hand can cup your right knee. Kickstand that right hand behind you. And then twist towards your right side, opening up the right shoulder. And if your tendency is to stiffen up the neck or stiffen up your jaw and you tense your eyebrows, let all of that go. Feel like there's a magnet between your tailbone and the mat, and you just feel glued, not stuck, but more grounded, and you just land on that confident energy where nothing can budge you because you know your true authentic self. Nice rest right here. And then slowly release. Right hand cups your right ankle. Left hand behind you like a kickstand. Again, buoyant from the spine, from the bottom of the spine up, grounded from the top of the spine down. And then find your twist. Deep breath in. Deep breath out. And then slowly release. Good job, you guys. One more hip opener. Baddha Konasana. Soles of the feet together. Knees out. Feel free to grab your props. Feel free to grab anything that makes this practice a little bit yummier and that you can sustain being here, not for a super long time. You can be in a bigger diamond shape, or you can also slide the heels towards you. We're going to be a little bit upright here in this deep stretch. If you want to ignite your groin, you can always recruit your glutes as well or your core to have a bit of electricity in that area. Otherwise, just let the deep stretch happen. Or if you feel like you're pretty ready, then you can just remove the props. A few more breaths here. I like doing asymmetrical poses and then coming back into a neutral pose. It just brings me back to my center. Last breath right here. And let the hands help the knees come towards each other. One more chance for your windshield wiper. To the left and to the right. One more time. Nice job. Feel free to spread the legs, massage them, knead them, KNEAD. And here we go again, crossing at the ankles. That's part of practice. We will not have a Shavasana, traditional Shavasana today. If you want to do a traditional Shavasana, feel free to press the pause button and then lay down on your backs and just have a good time. Otherwise, we're going to end the class seated. If you want to use your Christmas blanket or your fluffy blanket as a coat, it's going to keep you warm. Please feel free to do that. So sit right here and try to find some last moments here, just centering ourselves. And so visualizing your sit bones, visualizing this magnetic energy from the bottom of our pelvis down towards the earth. It's a very, very humbling and centering experience. Just honor that and feel that. So let's get our hands together at heart center. Thumbs touching our chest. Reminding ourselves what we put out there starts from within, and that in itself is a very centering practice, a very centering gesture. Please inhale through the nose. And as you exhale, take a deeper bow towards yourselves. This is my body, this is my breath, this is my being, and this is my business, and I will take care of it. I hope that becomes your mantra as well, because our bodies are precious and it does need our attention and love. Thank you so much, you guys, for sharing your deep stretch practice with me. It was a very unique one where we kind of stay seated the whole time. So if that's something you've not tried before, I hope that you guys enjoy that. So thank you. I hope you feel grounded. I hope you feel like you've landed on some really nice centering energy. From my heart to yours, namaste, namaste, namaste. Happy holidays. Feel free to take my other classes in this series. Otherwise, goodbye, take care, until next time. Thanks.